Ladies and gentlemen, Sean Fernandez.
Good evening, everyone. What a day. I think every one of us has entered this room with certain ideas, with certain opinions, and we are definitely going to be leaving with new ones. Fun fact, the song that was playing while I stepped on stage was actually one of my songs. And the reason I'm actually bringing it up has nothing to do with the song itself. It has to do with something else. I took 30 seconds to get on stage and start speaking. In those 30 seconds, 5 million messages were sent to ChatGPT worldwide by all of the users that are currently using it. Let that number sink in. And the fun fact is that statistic is not even from 2025, it's from 2024. And we all know the AI boom that's happened, and that's just one platform. You know, the reason I want to talk about ChatGPT, or I'm bringing it up as an example, is because I'm sure everyone's using it. But for someone like me who's in the IT world, who's a CEO at an IT company and a computer engineer, we know that it's just the tip of the iceberg. Generative AI, the one that we use every day to create one of the most popular implementations of AI, just one of them. Okay, quick question. Who watches Netflix every day? Raise your hands. Surprisingly less than I thought, but the example still applies. You have been using AI for your recommendations on Netflix for at least 5 years now. You just never knew it was AI. Any PC gamers in the house? Okay, one. Anyone Counter-Strike or anything like that? GTA? Yeah, good. We have been playing games where half of the NPCs, the non-playing characters, were AI. We've had AI for years. I, as a computer engineering student in my third year, made an AI chatbot. So we've had it for years. Why are we suddenly talking about it? You know, there have been many revolutions, whether unfolding in front of our eyes or in lifetimes we've not been around to perceive. The Industrial Revolution in the 1700s, the Mobile Revolution, something perhaps most of us have seen unfold. But nothing has caught the public interest the way this AI boom has. ChatGPT again and again. Do you know why ChatGPT was as successful as it was? That's because of how they implemented AI for us in a way that was eerily human. We are all texting our friends, families on WhatsApp or other apps every day. AI's been around, we just never knew how to interact with it. And for the first time, we were able to chat with something. It feels human. Something for us to really, let the thought sink in for a second. You don't even realize half the time that you are not talking to a human being. Most technologies that broke into the mainstream broke and captured human intent and intention when it was easy to use. And they did something beautiful, which is they made it easy to use. What is it to be human? Everyone has an opinion on it. What is it to be human? Is it dreaming? Is it having an opinion? Is it having empathy? There is something in the world of computer engineering called the Turing test, proposed by Alan Turing. It was a proposed test where it was a method to gauge whether computer systems were able to be perceived as human or not. The Turing test is very simple. You are an interrogator. Put yourself behind a wall. On the other side of the wall, there is a person as well as a computer. You don't know who you're talking to at any point. You ask a few questions, you get a few replies. A computer system is deemed to have passed the Turing test when a human being, the interrogator, is not able to distinguish between the human replies and the computer replies. The most mind-blowing thing is OpenAI's GPT 4.5 a while ago officially passed the Turing test. 70% of the time, but still passed the Turing test. We are so used to these apps these days, and maybe OpenAI's ChatGPT, but Copilot, Gemini, or a lot of things that you use on a daily basis. We are already there. So at this point in time, we have to focus more and more on what it is to be human. Some people refer to iRobot today. How many of y'all have actually watched the movie iRobot? Yes. So it's a beautiful moment in pop culture where the premise of the movie, which I don't want to spoil for a lot of you, should definitely watch it, is there is a robot that starts acting human. And there is this very, very, very popular exchange between Will Smith, who's playing a cop, and the robot. He tracks the robot down, arrests it, and starts interrogating the robot. And the robot is actually having a conversation about it feels that it's a human being. So what Will Smith, as the cop, asks is, can a robot write a symphony? Can a robot create a beautiful masterpiece? To which the robot said, can you? And it's a legit question. Blurring the lines of what it is to be human and machine. Redefining humanity, our topic for today. Before I delve into the meat of what I want to discuss today, I feel that I want you all to perceive these examples. I'm not going to bring up any of the brands or the companies involved, just the concepts themselves. These are real things that are happening today. Let that again sink in as you hear these examples. Here are 5 of the most brilliant examples of how AI has redefined humanity. The first thing is prosthetics and neural interfaces. A company called Neuralink, pioneered by Elon Musk, a while ago successfully created a neural implant where human beings were now able to interact with computers. They had a clinical trial, it was successful, and there was a person who was disabled who was able to control a computer cursor with his mind. This is not science fiction. This happened 2 years ago almost, or a year ago. What does this open up for us? This opens up a world where, because of the Neuralink, in real time, the vision, sensory inputs can be fed into AI, and these people have real limbs, or they feel real. Real-time feedback, seniors who need assisted walking, they're never going to trip again, because if there is a loss of balance, the prosthetic using AI keeps them standing upright. When I saw this example, I just felt so hopeful for futures, for these people who never were able to experience life the way we all do, now they can. The second one, real-time translation and accessibility. I'm not talking about Google Translate, we've had that for years. I'm not talking about a faster AI translation. I'm talking about the fact that there was a study, or there was a situation a while ago where an explorer was able to talk to a tribe that they had never come across before, speaking to them in English, and they responded in a language that has never been recorded. But they had a conversation. Because AI was able to take inspiration from all of the other languages that exist and try to interpret what this person was saying. Again, we don't even know what that language is, but they were able to communicate. Medical diagnosis. Doctors have been the cornerstone of humanity for as long as we've been alive. Doctors have diagnosed, we have beautiful lives because of them. Now, doctors are able to impact humanity without being in the room, the same room as the patient. With a phone, with a smartphone or a device, a nurse or a non-medical professional can go into remote areas, diagnose something that only doctors could diagnose in the past, and heal. Heal. That was the timer, by the way, not the phone on silent, for me. Yeah. They are able to diagnose and heal without a doctor being present. This has already happened. AI-assisted creativity. Now, while a lot of the examples I showed so far were quite impactful, so to say, I think all of us know that we are complete companies in our own because of AI tools nowadays. You don't need a VFX producer, you don't need a film producer. You just need to have a decent enough laptop. You can create movies, you can create TV shows, you can run a company, an agency just with you and your PC. A one human being can do what 10 people or 100 people could do. And the last one, which I feel is underrated but again has happened, is eco-conscious industrial processes supercharged with AI. Farms are now able, without any human intervention, to control and minimize the amount of water that's being used in farms, the amount of pesticides that are deployed in real time with computer vision, look at what's happening to the plants, to the crops, and adjust without any human intervention. The impact on our world, saving resources, cannot even be put into numbers at this point. Again, I want to remind you that these are not science fiction. These are happening today. We are already here. You know, a lot has been said about AI. I consider myself a geek, a nerd, whatever you want to call it. And my favorite book of all time is 1984. Does anyone know what that book is? Oh wow, more than Netflix.
Yeah.
1984 just completely reshaped my perception of the world. It talks about a dystopian society where we're all monitored, whatever, that's a different point. But AI, the main conversation is AI going to take over our jobs? Are we going to have a Skynet like in Terminator completely take over the world? Maybe, but I consider myself an optimist. And I like to look at the positives. We have to responsibly use AI, and we already have a beautiful world where man is already meeting machine, and there is already redefining what humanity is. And that's the thought I'm going to leave you with. Optimism, the future is beautiful, the future is exciting. For a little 5-year-old kid who used to like to open up his toys and find the motors and make other toys out of it, what's happening in this world right now in front of our eyes is science fiction unfolding. And that's just beautiful. And I'll leave you with that thought. The future is beautiful. Embracing AI, using it to redefine humanity, is not just a pipe dream, it's our responsibility. No matter where you are, you don't need to be a techie. You have tech now at your fingertips to redefine humanity. Thank you for coming out today, and I hope that you share this enthusiasm for the world ahead. Thank you.